Hunter Biden surprised everyone showing up at a House Oversight and Judiciary Committee hearing today. Lawmakers were discussing holding him in contempt of Congress for defying a congressional subpoena. Now remember, Republicans have demanded he testify behind closed doors. Hunter has said he'd only testify in a public hearing. The sparks were flying with Hunter and his lawyers right there for all of it and for a lot of it in the front row. It was pretty stunning. So rather than have someone on to discuss what happened and what it means, we want to show you exactly how it went down in real time from both sides. You can decide. South Carolina Republican Nancy Mace was the first to unload on him.
First question is, who bribed Hunter Biden to be here today? That's my first question. Second question, you are the epitome of white privilege, coming into the Oversight Committee, spitting in our face, ignoring a congressional subpoena to be deposed. What are you afraid of? You have no balls to...
Okay. You see Hunter ending up mouthing to his attorney a bit. Mace tried to continue, but was interrupted by Democratic Congressman Jared Moskowitz.
Mr. Chairman, point of inquiry.
Mr. Chairman,
If the gentlelady wants to hear from Hunter Biden, we can hear from him right now, Mr. Chairman. Let's take a vote and hear from Hunter Biden. What are you afraid of?
Hold on.
Order.
Are women allowed to speak in here or no? Are women allowed to speak in here or no? Because you keep interrupting me.
I'll interrupt the chairman. I don't know that he's a lady.
I think that Hunter Biden should be arrested right here, right now, and go straight to jail.
Oh, boy. All right. Somehow things only heated up from there, with Moskowitz using his time to try to turn the tables on Republicans who have defied a congressional subpoena.
To my colleagues who talk about lawful subpoenas, I want you to show the American people that you're serious. Here is the subpoena to Representative Scott Perry, who did not comply. I'd like to enter this into the record. Here is the subpoena to Mark Meadows. I'd like to enter this into the record, who did not comply. Here is the subpoena to Jim Jordan, who did not comply with a lawful subpoena. I'd like to enter that into the record. Here is the subpoena to Mo Brooks, who did not comply. I'd like to enter that into the record. Here is the subpoena to Mr. Biggs, who did not comply. I'd like to enter that into the record. And here's the subpoena to Mr. McCarthy, who did not comply. I'd like to enter that into the record.
And then he went after the committee chairman, James Comer.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to hear from you. Will you acknowledge that you invited the witness on television to choose whether he could come to a public hearing? And do you stand by your words, or do you renege that invitation to the witness?
To answer the question, I've said repeatedly that after the deposition, Mr. Biden can come in front of a public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I don't want to play the video, but that is not what you said on television multiple times.
All right, so here is one of the videos he's referring to, where Chairman Comer said this.
We have mountains of evidence, and now we're ready to bring them in. We're in the downhill phase of this investigation now because we have so many documents, and we can bring these people in for depositions or committee hearings, whichever they choose.
Back at the hearing, it seems Hunter and his team were prepared to hear some of the insults and attacks on him. But when Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene began, they walked out.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently you're afraid of my words.
Whoa! Oh.
I'd like to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
Burst their bubble. Wow, that's too bad.
I think it's clear and obvious for everyone watching this hearing today that Hunter Biden is terrified of strong, conservative Republican women.
While he was no longer there, Democrat Robert Garcia came to Hunter's defense.
I think it's really interesting to hear the gentlelady from Georgia speak about Hunter Biden leaving, and she is the person that showed nude photos of Hunter Biden in this very committee room, showing dick pics in this committee room of Hunter Biden.
Woo! This thing was ugly. But outside the hearing, we heard one of the only substantive questions asked of Hunter He defended making calls to his father while he was vice president when his foreign business partners were present.
Why did you put your dad on speakerphone with your business partners if he had no involvement in your business?
Do you have a dad? Did he call you?
Yes.
Answer the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
But why did you need to talk to him during business meetings if he had nothing to do with your business?
And his attorney, Abby Lowell, eventually made this comment with Hunter standing by his side.
Have sought to use him as a surrogate to attack his father. And despite their improper partisan motives, on 6 different occasions since February of 2023, we have offered to work with the House committees. The Republican chairs today, then, are commandeering an unprecedented resolution to hold someone in contempt who has offered to publicly answer all their proper questions. The question there is, what are they afraid of? Thank you.
So all of this was happening at the Oversight Committee hearing, right? Chairman Jim Jordan led a similar hearing today in the Judiciary Committee, where after the show at the Oversight Committee, he laid out the questions he wanted to ask Hunter.
Who is the big guy? We all know. We all think we know. Seems pretty common sense, but who is it? That's one of the questions we want to ask Hunter Biden. What was the business? What was the service that the Bidens provided?
Democrat Eric Swalwell then went off in response.
Is this a joke? If it's a joke, great. This whole Congress has been a joke, so it would be in line and on brand with what has been taking place. But I have to ask, like, how dumb do you think the American people are that you would seek to hold someone in contempt when you are 608 days, 15 hours, 21 minutes, and 47 seconds out of compliance of your own subpoena?
All right, so look, it's clear that this was a stunt by Hunter Biden, trying to bring attention to the fact that he claims he's willing to testify in an open proceeding, but not behind closed doors. Did it work? Did it help him? I don't know. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.